Do birds torture ants because they rip apart their nests? Do squirrels hunt snakes for revenge? Would male lions, as useless as they are, cheat behind another girl? But monkeys do. Would pigeons bully butterflies? Or why would fry ants? Why would we fry ants? With magnifying glasses, for that matter. Well, the answer is no. We are not evil, but it is a cruel and unnecessarily and interestingly enough inhuman, these actions. But these attitudes and behaviors, as rotten as they may be, are a product of intelligence being influenced by negative energy. As a rule of thumb, all civilizations go through this procedure of discovering higher intelligence, and in the process, at some point in time, discard the survival protocol of wired survival instincts. Also, this is a slow process taking 100,000 of years, not the 5,000 that it took Homo hybrid sapiens to undertake. Also, higher intelligence and the inability to operate at its full potential Also, higher intelligence and the inability to operate in its full potential is like limiting a star player minutes in a game, which is humiliating and adds to the destruction that we are doing to the planet and all of the other inhabitants. We therefore, as landlords, subconsciously or spiritually feel like scum, because in fact, we are the landlords and are destroying everything on this planet. So we rage, and to use a psychological term, displace our anger and project it and express it onto any and everything in life and on the planet, because our way of life is corrupted, because the best part of ourselves is being hidden, and we feel insulted and this infuriates us, and all the violence in the world can now be understood as to why we ignore it, as secretly we all know, we all need to know the why, when in fact it is the how. So we are not subconsciously, but unconsciously allowing everything that is apparently and evidently happening to ourselves by ourselves. We also accept violence because we are unable to locate the source of all our negative conflicts and influences as we are rotting inside. This creates a chaotic civilization, frustrated in the futility of maturing in a cursed environment that is supposed to be holy. So tell me, how does this make you feel? Historically and logically, science and technological evolution co-evolve. At our level of evolution, we should have begun shedding the primitive programming of the brainstem and the limbic system, about 5 years ago. Mind you, using basic mathematics and cross-referencing evolutionary projections, we should have invented the radio in the year 2200 and the internet in 2500 to 2600 and nanotechnology after 3000. But as historians would tell you, that we came out of caves 12,000 years ago, and 5,000 years later built pyramids. But this time scale of evolutionary projections is somewhat suspect, as 5,000 years after the pyramid, or the pyramids, we have subatomic technology. Yet we have forgotten how easy it was or how was it ever possible to lift 200,000 pounds of stone without a trace of technology, cut crystals and granite with what is clearly laser technology. The crystal skulls also show us that there is some sort of holographic device used to upload, or rather constructed and destroy using atomic nuclear warhead. The crystal skulls also show that there is some sort of holographic device used to upload, or rather interface, virtual encoded messages, as science has shown that there are picture imprints in there, but their technology isn't high enough. If they were to activate those imprints, they would show different messages. Meanwhile, the first pyramid was constructed and destroyed using atomic nuclear warheads 12,000 years ago. Further evidence in Mohenjo-Daro, Pakistan, shows fused glass in large chunks. Fused glass in large chunks which only extreme temperatures from radiation can produce. As in the ancient texts stated that when the white ghosts were stoned, they disappeared as if they were in ashes. And I remember one of the angels telling one of the wives from Sodom to not look back, and she would be turned to dust. And I don't know if you turn to dust, but your eyes definitely burn out from the intense, not heat, but from the brightness. It fuses your visual cortex, or all the processes that go into your vision. It's quite clear that there's some sort of shield where if they were to look back, then seeing would actually frighten them, and then the shield would go away, meaning that there was a psychic link between the angels and the humans, but also it was a form of protection so that they wouldn't know that there was this war. Because what happens is that all memories that are downloaded that are traumatic, that are worth remembering, are stored into your long-term memory. But before we die, we also we take from the long-term memory what is important and all the learned lessons, and then we upload it into our spiritual mind, our spiritual brain, and then it allows us to become smarter as a spiritual being and stronger. So it is clear that we are being not deceived, as all the evidence is there for us to put together, but we are most definitely being misled. For us to see the order in chaos, we are not evil. We are all just tired of being lied to, tired of hating, tired of judging and not loving, when in fact it's because we're not being taught. Taught what we know is true. We are angry of being not controlled, but governed by primitive wired reactions, triggered by association alone, which is very scary. An example is a girl meeting another guy and going down on his lap. What you can't see is her picking up his favorite pen that has fallen. What we need to do, or what we need to be doing, is channeling our negative energies and balancing the system. As getting rid of primitive energies and not negative energies will begin in 2011, late 2011, or November the 11th, 2011, 11/11, and not 2012. Now do you understand? And 2012 will be too late. Now do you understand why this 11/11 synchronicity event is not a phenomenon? It's been wired into our brains to make us awaken. We must prepare ourselves for the coming changes. In the meantime, constantly work to improve our chances of evolving ourselves and the rest of the entire planet.